And the statue is great because it shows all the muscular movements. It showed the Renaissance artists, about that, studying the human form, the human body, the muscles, making a statue look realistic, making it look lifelike. And, this, of course, influenced all the arts and everything else in the Renaissance. Hi, this is Anita with 5 Minutes with Art, and from the website, Anita Louise Art. I've been studying recently quite a bit about the Renaissance, so I want to talk the next few weeks a bit about the Renaissance. In particular, today I want to talk about the Greek and Roman influence on Renaissance art. Renaissance was a time of rebirth, and it was a time that was really influenced by Greek and Rome. But I don't know if many people understand as to the reasons why it was influenced so much by Greek and Rome. And I didn't until I actually started to study this and to understand this. At the time, as we know, the Catholic Church in Italy was very much the dominant church in both the religion and political power. Rome, for a long time had been sort of, during the Middle Ages, was sort of disheveled. It wasn't really growing. And during the Renaissance, during this rebirth, Rome was starting to grow again. And there was a lot of, there was, people moving in and other things like that were happening. And as this was happening, as they were building new foundations, as the farmers were out in their fields, as they were taking over a field that had once been abandoned, and then they start plowing, and all of a sudden their plow would hit something, and they'd discover that there was a statue. So during this time, there were actually 3 very important statues that were found this way. One was the Apollo Belvedere. This statue, it's an excellent example of arts and sculpture. And it's a beautiful statue which really shows Greek and Roman arts. This was a statue that had been hidden for a while, but was found, in the late 15th century. And then the Pope at the time, Pope Julius, he bought the statue and he built the Belvedere for it. And the statue was put inside there. It's a great classical style because, Apollo is calm, he's peaceful, and he's not engaged in any action or emotion, but yet he's just very calmly posing there. It's considered a perfect representation of the classical style. A statue that I find very interesting is the Laocoon, which is also a Roman statue, Greek mythology. And the statue was found in 1506 near Nero's Golden House site. We're not sure if it was Nero, if it was somebody else, a wealthy person who owned it, but it was found near there. Unearthing of the statue was really this major event that took place in Rome in 1506. Michelangelo was in Rome at the time and was there at the present at the unearthing of this statue. Pope Julius II, who was a lover of antiquity, and he immediately acquired the statue. The city celebrated, with church bells ringing throughout Rome when the statue was taken to the Vatican from where it had been. And so you can imagine, these people were lining the streets, the church bells are ringing, people are so excited because the statue was coming to them. And the statue is great because it shows all the muscular movements. It showed the Renaissance artists, about that, studying the human form, the human body, the muscles, making a statue look realistic, making it look lifelike. And this, of course, influenced all the arts and everything else in the Renaissance. One other one that was found that didn't have quite as much of a ceremony of the unburying of it was the Belvedere torso. This was found in 1523. But this was also is considered to be a great statue of a human torso. We don't really know that much about it. We know that it was made in the 1st century BC and that it's also was put into the Vatican. So you can see how, during this time too, these artists were also being influenced by all of this, antiquity that was being dug up in their hometown, in their home area. And, artists like Michelangelo had access to the Vatican, was able to firsthand, study these statues and study these Greek and Roman artists and study the work that they had done up close and personal. So Greek and Roman art is one of the arts that really influenced the Renaissance artist. And it was also a time where the Renaissance artists they talked about the personal perfection of the body, which was like Greek and Roman art. And they also were able to show some human emotions, which some of these statues did too. When you think about the Renaissance, you need to think about the influence that Greek and Roman art had upon the Renaissance. This has been Anita with 5 Minutes with Art. Thank you so much for listening. We certainly do appreciate your time. And subscribe and let others know about this podcast. We hope that you've enjoyed it. Thank you.